This past week, crime and violence took over the headlines again, but not just here in Chicago, across the country as well. Studies found the number of homicides so far this year are up over 30% in Chicago and as much as 200% in parts of California. And the president presented his plan to address it. President Biden says cities may use leftover federal COVID funds to hire more police officers. And his new anti-crime package includes expanded tracking of guns and identification and punishment for gun sellers who provide weapons illegally to gangs. Local activists say it's not enough to send police to crime scenes after the damage is done.
In order to really reduce gun violence in Chicago, everybody has to get out of response mode. We have to be more proactive and preventive.
Critics of the president's plan say it does little to build up communities.
What we know is simply flooding streets with law enforcement officials, federal, state, or local, sweeping up people in their neighborhoods, targeting Black and brown neighborhoods for enhanced enforcement. Those things have not worked to date, and they won't work now.
As for gun control, a bill to expand background checks for gun buyers remains stuck in the Senate.
And my biggest thing is where is everybody? Where is CEO, CHA? Where is Pat Dow? Where's our alderman? And I'm not talking about her assistant. Where are these people? They keep these folks that come to these ball games secure. What about our security? And there ain't nothing up and through here but Black folks. I should not have to live in fear. Nobody else do. And they got kids through here too. So what you telling us that we're not important? And I shouldn't have to sit here and shed no tears. This don't make no sense.
Tiana Frazier lives in the Wentworth Gardens neighborhood. She spoke this week to WGN's Glenn Marshall, who was there reporting on yet another murder. Glenn joins us now this afternoon to talk about what he's experienced covering this story. Glenn, thanks for joining us. I know it's pretty early for you, but what is this like out there every single day? And you talked to Tiana, and she just broke into tears. It's heartbreaking to watch, but to be there is a little bit different. That's even worse, isn't it?
Thank you for having me on the show today. I really do appreciate it. But the big thing is I don't think people realize when we're out covering these stories, how they affect us. Because every time that I go out and I cover a story on the South Side or the West Side, I think that could be me. That could be my cousin. That could be my brother. As an African-American here from Chicago, from the South suburbs of Chicago, you grow up and you see this, like in a lens that's far away, but then when you actually in the grit of it, and every morning you're nonstop covering shooting after shooting, it gets tiring. You want to see change. And Ms. Frazier, yesterday, I did an interview with her before I went live on TV with her, and she was just so powerful. I had to put her on TV, and I felt like what she was saying was just necessary because a lot of people don't understand. Yes, there is a lot of shooting. Yes, there is a lot of killings that happen in Chicago on the South and West sides, but there are people there that are suffering in the midst of all of that. And they can't get away from it because there's nowhere that they can actually go. And that is a struggle that these people deal with every single day. Ms. Frazier was telling me how just a couple weeks ago, a man was killed 2 doors from her. And then you have around the corner from her building, this situation that happened. You can only imagine how that has to be, even raising a daughter that's in her teens around all of this, and they don't have anywhere to go. They can't do anything. They just want help, but they can't get it because no one's trying to help them.
And our coverage as a television station somewhat paints a broad brush that all people in that neighborhood are no good. All people in that neighborhood shoot and fight. But you try to show that there are other people, like you said, who aren't fighting. They're trying to survive, aren't they?
They are definitely trying to survive. And so many times I'll be in a midst of people will say, wow, you cover so much, and just why can't they do any better? Why can't they, make any changes? And it's not everybody. People are really struggling. I'm grateful for the upbringing that I had. I had a 2-parent household, and I'm very grateful for that. Both of my parents worked really hard to get to where they got us, me and my 2 sisters, but everybody doesn't have that opportunity. And some people are struggling just to make ends meet, and some people can't understand that. They don't understand that type of struggle because they've never had to deal with it.
Right.
When you put yourself in their shoes and you see what people are going through, your heart sympathizes with them because they can't get out of this. This is all they can afford. This is all they can be around, but it's not fair.
It's a whole different perspective. I know that you did a story for one of our specials on organizations that are trying to help people like this, but that still doesn't seem to be enough because every day you're sent to another murder, another shooting. You and I probably can't sit here and come up with an answer, but there has to be a solution to this, doesn't there?
I think what it is we have to start caring, and it doesn't have to be just because you know a victim or you know someone that was killed or shot. It has to be you see these kids in the streets and you want to give them opportunities to do something that could better themselves. You see these parents that are trying, you pitch in and try and help. And it can't just come from the Black community. We need everybody trying to help people, because when one part of our community fails, everybody is failing. Chicago is failing altogether because there's so many opportunities here for these people, but yet so many don't care to try. And that's what I feel.
And there needs to be a higher power to step in that is way beyond you and me. Glenn Marshall, thank you so much. And thank you for your hard work out there. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you.
Oh, why, thank you. Talk to you soon. Be safe, be well out there.